Hello and welcome to Arirang News on this Wednesday, November 2nd. I'm Han-daeun in Seoul. President Park Geun-hye has appointed a new prime minister and finance minister in response to the loud calls from the public and the political arena to overhaul her administration in the wake of the Choi Soon-sil scandal. She has also replaced her safety minister. We begin with Presidential Office correspondent Song Ji-sun.
3 days after replacing key aides linked to the Choi Soon-sil scandal, President Park has appointed a new prime minister and a finance minister who also serves as a deputy prime minister as she sets up a new and more balanced cabinet to carry administration through the remainder of her term. Kim Byung-jun, a professor at Kookmin University of Public Administration and Policy, who once served as the policy chief for the late President Roh Moo-hyun, is the nominee for prime minister. The president expects Kim to use his experience in the government and academia to help the nation prepare for its future.
We expect the nominee to fulfill his role as prime minister, meeting the public's needs with policies catering to the people from their perspective. He's the right person to overcome the current crisis and lead the cabinet for the nation's future.
Financial Services Commission Chairman Im Jong-ryong replaces Yoo Il-ho as deputy prime minister and finance minister. The presidential office said Im, with his depth of experience in both the public and private sectors of finance and the economy, is the right person to carry out the government's major reform drives. President Park has also appointed former Vice Minister of Gender Equality and Family Park Seung-ju as the new Minister for Public Safety and Security. The new Prime Minister, who is not from the traditional group of Park loyalists, will likely take a greater role in leading domestic affairs in the cabinet. Song Ji-sun, Arirang News.
As our Song Ji-sun just reported, a professor at Kookmin University of Public Administration and Policy, Kim Byung-jun, has been tapped as the new prime minister. He's scheduled to hold a press conference that's slated to start any minute now, in which he will share his thoughts on becoming the nominee. Let's go over to our Chi Myung-gil at the National Assembly to see how things are unfolding. Myung-gil, has the press conference started yet? What are some of the things he's expected to say?
Hello, Town. Unfortunately, not yet, but he's expected to acknowledge that he was chosen to lead the president's neutral cabinet, a job he was given since he has experience of serving under the liberal administration of former President Roh Moo-hyun. Kim is also expected to explain what he will do to prevent a leadership vacuum and to outline his responsibilities. In any case, if he's formally appointed, Kim Byung-jun's priority will be to stabilize state affairs in the midst of the scandal rippling through the country. Once he's in the position, Kim is expected to play a key role in normalizing state affairs and will probably ask the public and the opposition parties to lend him support. However, it looks like we're in for a fight over his confirmation. The three opposition parties have said they will boycott a parliamentary confirmation hearing for Kim, because President Park nominated him without consulting them beforehand. Daeun?
Well, Myung-gil, the last thing we need right now is another point of contention between the ruling and opposition parties, but that appears highly likely down the road. Well, thank you, Myung-gil, for that report. Continuing on with the aftermath of the massive firestorm surrounding Choi Soon-sil that has led to a reshuffle of the cabinet. Prosecutors are interrogating the mysterious confidant of President Park Geun-hye, who's accused of interfering state affairs and exploiting her connection to the president for her own personal gain. Let's now go over to our Lee Min-young at the News Center to get the latest developments. Min-young, we heard yesterday that prosecutors were going to request an arrest warrant for Choi. Have they done that yet?
Well, not yet, Daeun. Prosecutors said they would issue an arrest warrant for Choi around 2 p.m. on multiple charges linked to political interference, influence peddling, and embezzlement, but will have to wait a little longer. Choi has been under emergency detention since Monday as prosecutors feared she would destroy evidence or flee. She has reportedly denied all the allegations against her, including the allegation that she embezzled money from 2 government-linked cultural foundations, and claimed she'd never exploited her relationship with President Park. Prosecutors say the investigation is focused on arranging the evidence linking Choi to the corruption allegations surrounding the 2 foundations, Mir and K-Sports, which were at the heart of the original allegations against Choi. The latest development came this morning when state prosecutors reported they have found evidence that Choi received around $3 million from Samsung Group last year through VDEC Sports, a company she established in Germany. Prosecutors say Choi used the money to buy a horse for her daughter Jung Yura, who is a dressage rider. They have also found evidence showing Choi may have forced other Korean conglomerates to donate funds to the two foundations.
Now let's turn to the controversy surrounding former Presidential Secretary for Policy Coordination An Jong-bum, the former Presidential Secretary for Policy Coordination, who's also believed to have links to the two sports foundations. Prosecutors summoned him for questioning yesterday. Has he appeared at the prosecutor's office yet?
Yes, he just arrived. Before entering the building, he said he will take responsibility for whatever he's done wrong. He will now face questioning about whether he helped Choi force donations from conglomerates for the two foundations in question, and he arrived at the building right on time. Choi has denied any link to An, and An also had previously denied all the charges against him, maintaining that he does not know Choi. But we'll see what the investigation turns up on the relationship between the two. That's all I have for now, and I'll get back to you with more updates, Paula.
Thank you, Min-young. Keep us posted. The United States and China have agreed to expand practical cooperation on regional and global challenges. This as National Security Advisor Susan Rice and Secretary of State John Kerry met with China's State Counselor Yang Jiechi in New York Tuesday. According to the White House, the two sides decided to deal with their differences constructively and reviewed bilateral progress in, quote, bringing about a more durable, stable, and productive relationship. Also in New York, the UN Security Council is still drafting a new resolution on North Korea's latest provocations, which is why observers believe Tuesday's meeting included negotiations on the level of sanctions to be imposed on Pyongyang, as the U.S. and China have different stances on the issue. That does it for now. I'll be back with more headlines at 4 p.m. Korea time. Stay with us.